Hey everybody, welcome back to the Weekly Reload. I hope you're having a good week, and if not, I'm here to try and make it just a little better. To start off today's episode, let's hop right into it. Am I the person that I imagined I would be when I was but a wee little lad? It's a question I thought about while I was making the script for this episode. I never really saw what I was gonna be as a child. I never really had that clear of an idea, and there was no future that I really worked towards as a kid. I remember when I was a kid, um, my family wasn't in the best financial status, and they still aren't. None of us have, that much money. Um, Not my brother, not my sister, who are both not living here. Not the family I'm with right now, which is my mom and dad. We've always been financially struggling, or we make ends meet. But when I was a child, I had one thing on my mind, which was I wanted to grow up so that I could get a job and help my family. And I did that. I did do that. I got a job and I did support them, but then I didn't enjoy having the job and I quit. And I found a new one and I got fired from it. Soon enough, I'm going to actually be going into working again. So these videos are going to become maybe more, I don't know if they'll become more job focused. I'm going to try to keep it just about you guys, but if there's dead air to fill, I might talk about my new job, or I don't know. I might just keep it to myself though. So let's hop into it today. We got a viewer submitted letter actually, so we're gonna go ahead and read that out. And I'm reading the second response. He did send a first one, but I'm gonna read the email version since it's a bit longer. Sorry for emailing you after making a submission on the forums, but I wanted to add on to what I sent to you about redeeming yourself. The person I want to be redeemed by or forgiven by isn't mad at me at all, and we are really good friends, but I'm the one who can't let go of what I did to them. Every time we talk, normally, I still feel guilty for it. What should I do? It's a fair thing to feel, you know. Guilt is it's pretty powerful, man. A lot of people feel guilty for things not involving others. Like, you just feel guilty for certain things you do in your life, even if they're not wrong. But I understand what you're feeling, man. I've actually, similarly to you, done something to a friend before in the past. This was also when I was a child. Um, my brother was a skater, and my dad had created him a ramp. That ramp had a little section on the top of it that I would always climb up to and read books, because I wasn't really a technology head back then. Um, but I'd always go back there. I'd go up there and read books, and I'd just kind of chill there, lay there, and let the day pass me by. And someone one day, my friend came by, and she decided to sit up there too. And in classic kid sense, we're just playing around, we're messing around on top of the ramp, not doing anything, you know, important. I guess we're not like at a job or on a computer on our phones. We're just chilling up there. And so, as kids do, you horse around, you push each other, and I ended up pushing her off of the ramp. And I don't know exactly what happened. I think when I was a kid, I thought she broke her tailbone. I don't think she did. Is that what that bone is called, by the way? I'm pretty sure it's called the tailbone. I don't know. Anyway, I thought she broke that, and I felt so fucking bad about it. Excuse the language. I felt really, really bad about it. And I've never really let it go since then. I don't think about it every night. It doesn't keep me up at night. I don't talk to this person as much as I wish I could. Um, After about 7 years of us knowing each other, I ended up moving away, and the friendship didn't continue on past that. I talk to her a couple times a year, just like saying greetings, happy Merry Christmas, happy birthday. But I've since stopped doing that. I don't know. We're not really. I wouldn't classify us as friends anymore. More like people that talk every now and then. That's enough about me though. But yeah. I don't think what you want is to be forgiven by the other person, especially since in this email you said you guys are still really good friends. Um, and that if they're not talking about like, oh man, I can't believe you did that to me, I don't think they really care about it. If it's not so major that it hasn't ended your friendship or put a wall between you guys where it's awkward now, I don't think it's nothing to worry about, man. I think it's something you just gotta forgive yourself for. Uh, since the thing that I did back then, I've never forgotten about it, but I did, I guess, forgive myself for it. I know nothing bad really happened to her, and I kind of cleared my conscience after that. And I think that's important. I think you got to just let it go, man. And but don't forget about it. Everything in life that you do wrong, every mistake you make, it is a learning experience. You can learn from it, and future friends that you have or may not have, you can do not what you did. I don't really know what you did. I don't know the full context of it. I think depending on how old the thing you did is also matters. Um, if it was yesterday and you're like, wow, I shouldn't have done that, then you should probably apologize for it. But if it's something you did like 10 years ago, don't let it keep you up at night, man. That shit probably, your friend probably doesn't even remember it. But I think the fact that you're guilty about it shows that you care about this person. I don't think a lot of people nowadays, and I might be dating myself, right? Like, I'm not, I don't have that many friends, or I haven't made that many new friends lately. But I feel it's harder to get a genuine friendship nowadays than it was 5 years ago before COVID and the boom of technology and whatnot. Uh, but I feel like it's harder to build a genuine friendship where everybody cares about each other and will feel guilty when they wrong the other person. I think it's less common nowadays, and I think the fact that you care that much about it and that you feel so guilty about it is very good. Uh, you know, I think if you do feel the need to talk about it, and here's the thing, I think you should just forgive yourself and move on from it, especially if the other person isn't ever bringing it up. Um, but if you do feel the need to talk about it to them, like, and if you can't just let it go, just bring it up normally, man. You don't gotta be all nervous when you're saying it. A lot of the time, I feel people don't say what they're actually feeling, while because they're scared of the other person, clowning on them for it. A lot of things nowadays, a lot of relationships nowadays, is people, being fake mad at each other, or there's a lot of rage baiting going on in the world right now, and people are very unserious. But it only takes so much effort to get the person that you're talking to be serious. You just got to go up to them and be like, hey man, real talk, I remember what I did to you that one time, and it's been on my mind lately, and I just feel really bad about it, and I want to say sorry. Yeah, that's all you really got to say. um I don't really think you have to do that, but if you really do want to talk about it with your friend, which I think you probably, based on your email, you probably do want to talk about it with your friend. um you just bring it up casually, and and while you're doing it, don't try to make any lies or anything. Be completely honest, be straightforward, own up to what you did, and ask them if you can be forgiven. Everybody makes mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, that's my next topic of this video. um Actually, I guess I'll, before I go on to the next topic, good luck with that if you do. Um, Go talk to your friend. Good luck with that. I think it'll turn out perfectly fine. Let's go move on. Making mistakes. I think making mistakes is important in life, and I'm sure a lot of people would tell you that. Um, Obviously, you hear the phrase, mistakes make people perfect, or not perfect, but mistakes improve upon things you do. So if I'm making a mistake at a job, I'll, get reprimanded by my boss or something like that, and then I won't make that mistake next time. Mistakes improve the quality of your work, is what I would say. The quality of your life, even. Perfect was the wrong word to use there. Um, You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and there are some that I wish I could go back in time and take back, but I know I can't do that. I know the mistakes I make in my life, I have to just live with. And some of these mistakes are, I've lied to people, lied to my friends, and uh, I wish I never did that. First of all, there's two mistakes I want to talk about, or I guess three technically, but one of them is the mistakes I made with working. A lot of the time, you're not going to enjoy your job, but I remember seeing people who do enjoy their work. Like I see people who do enjoy their work a lot, and I wish I could be like those people. I wish I could enjoy my job. And my first ever job that I had was at McDonald's, and every single day I went there, and I was working part time, mind you, and I wasn't even working that long of shifts. I would be wiped out. My feet would hurt because I didn't spend my paychecks wisely and get better shoes that wouldn't hurt my feet. And the managers, no offense to any McDonald's managers, if you're somehow watching this video, a lot of the time they're pretty not mean, but they can be not so nice. A lot of the time they want you to continue moving your hands and feet while you're on job time, which is totally reasonable. But like there was one time I was working the fryers and I was literally just waiting for timers, and because I was leaning back on the counter, they were, you know, being like, "Come on, keep your feet moving, hands moving." They micromanage a lot, and that kind of killed my mood for my, and especially since it was my first ever job, and I was still high school, and I knew a little bit of freedom, but not that much, I guess. Uh, but I ended up quitting that job without notice, and I don't think it made it harder for any other job, but I kind of regret doing that. I wish I put the 2 weeks in. I wish I showed those people the respect that they needed because they hired me. I feel like if people hire you, you should give them a level of respect. Um, so that was one mistake. And my second mistake that I made regarding jobs is letting myself get fired from Walmart. To give you some context, I worked at Walmart during my senior year of high school. I went from November all the way till May, and I loved it. I made a lot of friends there, and I just loved my job. I felt fulfilled every day. I wasn't wiped out after my shifts. But around the 6 month mark, and this was during my graduation, so maybe this had something to do with it. Like it was in my month where I was graduating. I was trying to finish up every assignment that I was given. But I ended up calling out 2 days, and I didn't go see a doctor or anything. I just kind of lied about it, and I ended up getting fired for it because Walmart has a point system for being late and missing days, and you can counteract that with protected paid overtime, which is a system you can gain hours from working to call off with. And I didn't have any of those, and I ended up just kind of letting myself get fired, and I knew it would happen too, because the next day I actually had to go into work. I was called the personnel, and I got fired. So I regret that a lot. I think if I didn't do that, I would still be working at Walmart to this day, and it would have already been like more than a year working there. Uh, I regret it deeply, and I think that was a major mess up that I did that I can't take back. I know I can't take it back, um, but I just regret that. One another mistake I made is this is just a life mistake. When I was in high school, no, it might have been middle school actually, when it started. I started playing video games, and I made a friend group online. And I don't regret my life up to this point, but I do regret letting myself get so hopelessly, maybe not hopelessly, but I am addicted to the internet. And I think most people you see nowadays, you would ask them, "Are you addicted to the internet?" They'd probably say no, but then they'd go home, pull up some YouTube, and eat chips while watching videos all night, doom scrolling on shorts, Instagram, TikTok. Everybody's on the internet, and they might not say they're addicted, but I can guarantee you they are. I wish I let myself have fun going outside still, I suppose, is what I would say. But I really can't find joy in that. I don't have friends here to do stuff with outside as much as I wish I did. I have one friend from work who did move back here, but I'm not really all that close with him too much. I mean, we hang out sometimes, but I guess I just got to take that step to become closer with him. But yeah, that's those are some mistakes I've made in my life, and I have definitely learned from them. This next job that I'm going into, I have a very large determination to at least stay there for 6 months to a year. While I am going to be looking for like a retail job because I don't want to work fast food, honestly. Um, but yeah. Moving on to the weekly question, actually, the question of the week. What's one habit you want to develop, and do you think it would change your life? Now, this question, I'll answer my own question here because I need to make up a couple minutes worth of time. um, One habit I want to develop is getting my ass into the gym. Uh, and now I haven't really opened up about this, but I'm a bit of a bigger guy. I'm not exactly the most healthy person. I'm not skinny by a long shot, and it's been a major point of insecurity in my life, and I want to fix that. But the way my brain works just doesn't let me do that. And I want to be able to develop healthy habits, for eating, going to the gym, uh, making sure that I'm taking showers every day or every other day, preferably every day, uh, which I am right now. But, you know, the way I am, that could change just about any week or day. I'm a very spontaneous person, and I don't like that about myself. But I want to be able to develop healthy habits, and I think that would change my life like very much for the better. Um, I want to be able to develop an attraction to going outside, I suppose. But yeah, that's my answer to the own question. I think I'll give my answers to the questions of the week from now on. Question of the week from now on. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think I did a little better than last episode. Last episode I was not in the best mood. There was a bunch of stuff going on in my apartment. I put that in the description of last episode, but I don't know if people saw. Um, I hope I did better this episode. I hope it was easier to watch. Uh, I do have and I don't think I'm gonna push this anymore. But I do have a Twitch where I stream. I'm currently doing a 100% Enter the Gungeon challenge, deathless. And I plan to make a new channel at some point in time where I make a big, long video about that. Anyway, I'll put that in the description. And, well, for the fourth time ever, I'm the Weekly Reload, and I'll see you next week.